What's up, Comic Book Nation? Charlie Ridgely here at Walker Stalker Con in Nashville, Tennessee with Daniel Sharman himself. What's going on, Daniel?
Hi, guys. Yeah, I'm very well. Yeah, this is my first Walker Stalker.
Okay,
so it's like
how's it doing with all the fans?
It's an amazing. I mean, I can't believe the size of this thing. I'm not allowed to swear, am I? Okay, right. But it's amazing. I just can't believe that the size and that the people are so lovely and they're so knowledgeable about all of this, and they're so passionate. It's a great thing to be a part of.
And now, because obviously you're not on the Fear the Walking Dead anymore.
No.
But people are still very attached to Troy, and they're also very attached to Isaac.
Yes.
And we know a lot of fans. Is there one? Which show have you gotten more attention from being here, Fear or from your days on Teen Wolf?
I think Fear, because of
Right.
obviously the kind of the link to The Walking Dead, and then also it being slightly more recent. And I, they're obviously very similar characters.
Right.
Really similar characters. No, they're so different that it's like
opposites.
They kind of have I can always tell which person will have an affinity for which thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm always like, team. Okay, no, Fear the Walking Dead. So yeah, it's interesting to see that mix.
Now, if you had the opportunity, and this is just a hypothetical thing, I know fans always like to hear the opinions.
Yeah.
If you could bring back one of them,
yes,
which one would it be?
I think I would like to bring back Troy. I think Troy, just as the complicated person, I'd like to see how he would deal with the betrayal of what Madison had done to. Literally, Kim has broken my heart. So, so I'd like to, obviously, I'd like to explore what that would do and how he would react to that.
And that's the one thing I want to ask about is that shocking death. I mean, it happened last year, but it caught all of us watching by surprise. Like when it happened, it was like, wait,
did he
time
die?
out, really? For real?
Yeah.
What was that like on the table when you guys first got that script? What was your reaction to that scene?
I was, I think I had a job that I had to do directly after Fear, so I was like kind of in that space of not knowing how they were going to tie it up. I didn't know how it was going to be tied up, and then when I read it, and at first I was like, I wanted a dramatic death, I wanted the rain and the tears and the classical music.
Platoon,
exactly. But I kind of like the very abrupt, because in that world there is such violence and there is such life is so fragile that I kind of like the kind of immediacy and the kind of the lack of those things, even though as an ego point I was like, well, where's the crying? You know what I mean? Where's people's it was something that I read and was like, oh, okay, I kind of see what they're doing. Yeah.
Now, on social media and here at fan events like this, what's been the reaction to Troy on the other side of this? Are people still looking at him like, oh man, I hate what you did? Or are they more sad that Troy's gone?
I think people are very confused by Troy, which I really love. I love when people go, the grayness of it, of like, I hate you, but I love you, and I don't know which, and what's your relationship to Madison, and what and I think a lot of people are confused by the grayness of it. Which I really love playing. I love anything that kind of doesn't sit in any of those boxes, and so there's this feeling of like people are like, oh, you're an or I love, but I can't help but love you, and that was always really appealing to me about the character, is to play somebody who blurs those lines, who you're not sure what they're, that there's probably a reason for it, but like does things that you're like, what are you doing, and so I was fascinated by that character. So I love that when people's reactions are a bit confused and a bit kind of like, I don't know if I love you and I don't know if I hate you.
And a final question for you here. Now we get into season 4 of Fear, and we obviously have Morgan Jones coming on, and Morgan was so unlike anyone that's ever been on Fear. It's such a different personality, and it would have really contrasted with Troy. How do you think that interaction would have gone, seeing how Morgan operates and knowing full well how Troy handled situations like this?
I think it's really interesting. I mean, I think it would be really interesting to see just from that time jump and what's happened in that space of time. It would be really interesting to know how Troy would have dealt with that. And I think that's, when you ask me which character I'd like to bring back, I think just for that reason, to know what the relationships there would be formed, and and where his mind was going, how he was changing, and just see, like, you know, when those external factors, people coming in, how he would deal with those things. I think that would be really interesting to me. But you know, like with everything, I always say that you should never overstay your welcome as an actor, and I always think that it's better to leave things with people going, I wonder what, instead of, God, I wish he'd piss off, you know what I mean?
Well, Troy certainly had a memorable exit, and we're all grateful we got to have season 3 and got to have you on the show. We appreciate you talking here with us.
Thank you.
And Comic Book Nation, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you later.